Thank you, Madam Chair. Secretary Acosta, thank you for being here. You are the first cabinet-level secretary to be at this committee this year, and I trust the chairwoman and members agree that hearing from representatives of this administration is important to, especially to our oversight responsibilities, and I hope we'll see Secretary DeVos and the HHS Secretary here soon. So there are many issues we're discussing today. I'm going to focus my time on the ability of Oregonians and Americans to plan and save for secure retirement. We were making some progress under the Obama administration. It seems that some of that progress is being rolled back. So I have to start a few yes or no questions. Most Americans are not spending their days studying the financial markets. They rely on advisors to help them invest for retirement. So do you agree that saving for retirement involves significant financial decisions and that Oregonians and Americans deserve financial advice that's in their best interest?
Congresswoman, obviously I do agree that saving for retirement involves significant financial decisions and that they should receive the best financial advice available, advice consistent with how they choose to receive advice and advice that is...
I'm going to reclaim my time because I have some more questions. Is everyone who is saving for retirement in the United States now getting advice that is in their best interest?
So Congresswoman, everyone is a very broad statement. It is, you know, there are millions and millions of individual Americans, and we at the department prosecute cases where individuals have not received appropriate advice, and so everyone certainly is far too broad.
Well, and again, reclaiming my time, we sat in this committee room and had unanimous members of the financial industry say people investing deserve advice that's in their best interest. So I hope that the department will indeed implement the conflict of interest fiduciary rule. Will you provide assurance to the American public who are trying to save for retirement that the department will protect their hard-earned retirement savings?
Congresswoman, we are working quite diligent to do what is in the best interest of, as my colleague at the SEC has said, Mr. and Mrs. 401k. We understand that Americans have worked very hard for their retirement savings. It is important to protect those retirement savings.
I appreciate that, and I want to get another question in. So workers in Oregon and across the country with limited access to employer-sponsored retirement programs have limited access, and Congress has not expanded access to those programs. So some states, including Oregon, stepped up and established retirement savings programs for private sector workers who do not have an employer-sponsored plan. But this year, congressional Republicans passed and President Trump signed legislation that nullified rules that make it easier for states and localities to set up these programs. So what would you say to the workers now whose access to good retirement savings programs is in jeopardy? What should they do now?
Congresswoman, this goes to a broader question, and I do think it is important, particularly as BLS comes out with a study on the gig economy this spring, that we engage in a larger discussion so that individuals that have various employment relationships can have access to employer benefits.
Thank you. I yield back. Thank you, Madam Chair.